Hello. It's been a while. I haven't posted in a long time. But there is a reasoning for that, and I will get into that right now. Best way to put it would probably be that I needed to understand myself more. I needed to do inner work, and my partner was asking me, he said to me, "Rada, why aren't you posting anymore?" I said to myself, because I'm not happy with who I am. I don't want to put myself out there and make like a sort of false image of myself as if I'm someone who is happy with the place that they're at, happy mentally, and they are happy in a very emotional way. That I wasn't proud of what I was doing in the place where I was. So I wanted to work on myself first to get to the place that I wanted to mentally, without kind of putting myself out there when I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I wasn't happy with the way I was treating myself. I wasn't happy with the routines I had. I was not happy with the things I was doing. So I put a pause to my videos and I said, I'm gonna work on myself internally first, and then when I'm ready, I will put myself out there again. My main mistake was basically making my job my life. I let my work literally take over my entire being. Like, I'm off, I'm not working, but I'm thinking about work. And that is probably one of the worst things that you can do. Do not let your job take over your life, because that's a mistake I made. I was off for days, and I'm just thinking, 4 more days till work, 2 more days till work. Oh no, work tomorrow. And then I have work in the morning, and then I come home and I do nothing. That is the worst thing. That is like probably number one way to mistreat yourself. And that is what I was doing. We as women, a sign of being hungry in the mornings is a sign of good hormonal balance, healthy hormones. When you are not hungry in the morning, that's your body saying, listen, there is something wrong. And I could not eat in the mornings. I was really not feeling well in a very mental state, in a physical state. I was very tuned out. I was on autopilot consistently. And my main thing with myself is that I want to be present 24/7. I want to be present. I want to enjoy the moment that I'm in without thinking, oh my god, this happened yesterday. And then you keep talking about it. You keep thinking about it. My way of releasing that emotional and mental tension was either meditation to kind of calm your body down. And if you don't know how to meditate, believe me, I didn't know either. You go on YouTube, you have many guides. You go on Spotify, you have many guides. There is so much things that you can find out there now because everything is on social media. Everything, including the good stuff and the bad stuff. So it's up to you what you're gonna surround yourself with. So if you want to better yourself, you have answers right there in front of you. Going in deeper with internal work, definitely doing a form of yoga to release tension in your hips specifically. That is where we store trauma. In our hips, there is emotional and physical tension, and that is consistently being stored in our amazing hips. And what way can we do that? Yoga, do hip openers. And once again, if you don't know how to do it, social media is right there for you, babe. You have videos. You have Pinterest. Pinterest saved my life. Pinterest is like my manifestation board. That is what you can do as well for yourself. If you don't know what to envision for yourself, just take Pinterest. Baby girl, take Pinterest and envision, manifest, put everything down for yourself. Pinterest has changed my life. I envision things so much more differently. I have an entire board of just affirmations. And by looking at them, it makes a difference. It just goes in my brain and it's stuck in my brain. And now I just think about them. Also, if you have deeply really hurt, like if you're really deeply hurt and you're really trying to heal yourself, I strongly recommend shadow work. You don't have to do that if it's not something for you, but once again, if you're not sure how to do shadow work, you have many tutorials. If I go on blabbing about how you can do it, it's not gonna, like, I'm gonna have to do a step process. Just go online and just find a guide for shadow work. And it really is, like, I heard it from my friend back like many years ago, and I did shadow work, and then it kind of like really kind of helped me release and find like that inner turmoil in my chest, in my heart. Like, it's just, it is up to you to make you who you are, and that's the beauty of it. There's many things that you can control, and there's many things that you cannot control. And my problem is that I was consistently trying to control everything. I was trying to control everything, and it's impossible to control everything. You kind of just have to wake up one day and kind of realize that there's things that you kind of have to just let it be. Not kind of, it's, you have to let it be. You have to just sit there and just be like, okay, that's okay. The beauty of this entire process these past couple of months for me was that I saw myself coming into the same spot I was in about 4 years ago. And the most beautiful part of it was that I came across the same path with just different eyes. And I remember 4 years ago, I was just going through like this crazy spiritual awakening. Like, it was just, it's such a, like, you fall into such a deep sadness and depression, and then like one day you're like, why am I doing this to myself? And then you're just working on yourself. First thing, when I wake up, right, I try like my complete best to not take my phone. The problem was with our phones is that they're so like, you just want to take them and scroll through TikTok for hours and like, oh, let me check who texted me. In those first at least 5 minutes when you wake up, not even at least 5 minutes, like in the first 15 to 30 minutes when you wake up, stop taking your phone. Actually live in with the fact that you woke up today. Take in your breath. Just be like, are you ready for the day? Do you want to write down your gratitude, at least 3 things that you're grateful for? Do you want to just do some affirmations? Do you want to talk to yourself in the mirror? Because that's what I do. I look in my mirror and I talk to myself. I'm consistently being in tune with myself. My main issue, along with the fact that I lost myself, was that I became extremely isolated. Now, isolation works in many forms. So people like me, I like to be isolated to work on myself because I don't want to let out my negativity and my burdens on other people. So I'd sit with myself, work on myself in isolation and in quiet. I want to be in quiet and in peace. And while I was working on myself, I realized that I was extremely sensitive, and a lot of people were bringing it up to me as if it was a really bad thing. They were like, why are you so sensitive? You know, when I feel upset, I'm gonna cry. If I feel angry, I'm either gonna breathe or I'm gonna have to take it out in another way, but not at someone else. It is up to you to deal with those emotions that you have in a healthy way. You need to learn, including, I'm saying this to myself still, I'm saying this all to myself while I'm recording this. You need to learn to balance your emotions. You need to learn how to deal with your emotions, because if you don't, it's all gonna build up and it leads to either an emotional breakdown or a meltdown. It's never gonna lead to anything good. Leading on to the sensitivity part, I was told consistently, you're very sensitive. Why are you taking everything so seriously? I mean, everything is kind of serious for me, but also we're just here for the experience. We're not here for anything more than that. You need to sit down and understand that not everything is so serious. Sensitivity is what makes us who we are. Sensitivity is not just the word sensitivity alone. You're just deeply connected with everything around you, and that's the beauty of it. When you are eating, eat with intention. When you are eating, you are only eating. That is all you're doing. And the problem with many people, including myself, again, I'm not perfect. When I'm eating, sometimes I take my phone and I'm not actually enjoying the food that I'm eating. Or I turn on a movie. I mean, that's different. I mean, you're watching a movie while you're eating with a loved one or your family. You know, that's a nice little moment, a memory. But in terms of sitting down and when you can just kind of tune in with the food that you're eating, eat with intention. Say your gratitude alone to yourself or quietly to yourself. Be grateful for everything around you, because once you are grateful, things just start coming to you. You don't need anything. And say that to yourself. You don't need anything. You don't. Slowly, you will start to understand that everything that is meant for you will just come in like a wave. Because you are exactly where you are meant to be. I had a lot of anxiety thinking to myself, oh my God, like, you know, I feel like I'm running out of time. I had a lot of anxiety thinking that I'm running out of time, but this time will pass anyways. So I will use the time that I have in a positive way by staying in tune with nature, going on walks with intention. Hug trees, guys, because there is a big science behind that. Enter that really ugly phase of being extremely overstimulated and angry and upset, and you start getting very annoyed with everything. Just sit down and think to yourself, what is this teaching me? Well, it's teaching you patience. The main point of this video was that you are going to go through really rough bumps. You are going to go through these horrible times where your vibrations are very low and you're feeling not like yourself, and you're thinking to yourself, like, why? But you have to go through these phases, dark times, in order to understand and to appreciate the bright times. It's up to you to make that for yourself. Take in what I said to you and deeply understand that every day is a blessing. So use it to your best potential. And I'm saying that to myself as well, because this time will pass and you will really think to yourself, why did I not use it wisely? It starts today. Not tomorrow, not next week, just today. Do one thing that will make you go to sleep with a smile. Just one thing. Go on a walk. Just do one thing that you know will make you feel good. I hope to come back soon. I don't know when, but I will. Believe me.